Welcome to Well, That Didn't Work, a podcast about a bunch of friends getting together to pretend to be other people, creatures, and things, doing things that mostly don't work out for them. My name is Percy. I'm your host for this podcast, and first thing I wanted to do was thank everybody who's been listening to us on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. And watching us on YouTube. We've had such an amazing turnout in the first few weeks that we've been active, and we just wanted to thank you all so much. If you have been listening and you've subscribed to us, rate us, review us, like the videos, whatever you can do to just push us up the lists of new content creators, that would be so much appreciated. And if you want to give another little bump in our direction, we do have a Patreon. If you want to search for us, Well, That Didn't Work on Patreon. You can also find us on Twitter at NotWorkingCast, at NotWorkingCrew. Our email is notworkingcast@gmail.com. If you want to send us a message, we would love to hear from you. And we may even answer some of your questions during the after party. So without further ado, we're going to get started with the next session of Urban Stars. I almost said Urban Shadows again. That's a different game. This is a Star Wars game, or it's a story using the Star Wars role-playing game by Fantasy Flight Games. And I am your GM for the day, and with me I've got Mike.
And I'm playing Udell, and right now he's a little on the peeve side.
Jason.
And I'm playing Lukia, and I'm hiding out.
Rick.
And I'm playing Keklik, and I'm searching for answers.
And Chris.
And I'm playing Varho, who's a little adrift.
He is a little adrift, and last time we just kind of tied up some loose ends from a couple of sessions ago. Udell got his face fixed, so he's no longer suffering the effects of the critical injury other than the mental effects.
Sort of. He still has an asymmetrical face.
He does have an asymmetrical face. Keklik found another lead that could possibly give him information to find his brother that once again led to Empirico, which is just this kind of nebulous name that seems to be attached to several things that are going on around our characters right now. And Varho got a promotion to clandestine Udell analyst. Or technically it's Norris analyst.
Norris analyst. But I can't talk about that.
But he can't talk about it. So we're going to pick up now. This session is going to be a little bit unique. Normally we'll do these as Patreon subscribers only content. So normally when we level up in D&D or we spend experience in Star Wars, or I don't know what other game we'll play, but when we increase in character in a game, we're going to put those things on Patreon as subscriber only content. If you want to get a hold of that content, it's going to be like at the $5 a month category, so not too terribly much, but we wanted to give a sneak peek of what that looks like today. And so basically I'm going to go around our table, and we've got a really interesting way to level up, I think, and we'll kind of do some actual role playing in the process of increasing these skills and gaining these talents. Which, by the way, in case you guys haven't already done it, go ahead and add another 5 experience for the session that we just finished. Or the most recent session, I should say. So you should have 35 experience to spend per character right now. Is that right?
That is correct, sir.
Cool. So you've got 35 experience to spend, and we've got kind of a unique way to do that. Now, anytime during a session, if you've got experience backlogged, like right now you guys have been saving for a while, if you want to spend that experience to say that, yeah, I'm better at this skill, or yeah, I do have this talent, you can do that at any time during any session. Just let me know. But for these particular sections, for these particular things, we're doing more of a training and interaction where you kind of get to shop with your XP a little bit. And how that's going to work is I've got some NPCs created as trainers throughout the city of Terrace. Now, you won't be able to get to some of them, like the force-sensitive trainers are not available to you guys right now. They're in the upper city. You don't have the clearance or the credits to get there. I made sure you spent them all.
You're so nice.
So Udell could have gone there if he just kept his face scar. But, alas.
Vanity, sir. Vanity.
And he didn't want me
Absolutely.
throwing up all the time.
Absolutely. But you do have several different options. Here in the lower city, you've got a combat skill trainer and militia trainer. So that'll be kind of both combat skills and defensive skills. Like militia would be like defensive, a little bit of ranged weaponry maybe, things like that. In the middle city, which everybody can get to mostly for free, you have what I've called the socialite trainer, which is going to be social skills, social talents, things like that. And also, we've got... what other trainer you guys want to have in the middle city?
I need computer training.
You need computer training.
Yes.
So let's toss in an academy.
What? I don't need to go camping. I need a...
No, not
Computer-
academy sports and outdoors. Like a
okay.
university.
Ah,
like
I see.
like a ITT Tech or that sort of thing.
Yeah, Technical Institute, Taurus Technical Institute, TTI.
Where you two can print a degree.
Pretty much. But I
Absolutely.
mean, that's kind of sort of how you would pick up those skills in a way. If it for a quick pass, if you really wanted to go study and get more the intelligence based, knowledge based skills, I think there would be a university, but that would be the upper level. Is
Yeah.
how I would picture that.
Yeah, so this is going to be kind of more of the Technical Institute for sure. So we'll start with you, Kiklik. You've heard about these training places. You know that you need to get better at computers. You need to get access to better stuff, and that's kind of the direction you're wanting to head, I think. So let's start with your character. You've
Well-
heard of this person, and Lugnug has given you guys this list of people that he knows that can train you in various ways. In various ways. So you've got the name of Dr. Fargo Hunt, who is the his Lugnug's personal liaison to the Technical Academy in Middle Terrace.
Okay. I want to speak to Lugnud, so I guess I would...
Okay, so you want to start with Lugnug. Now, nothing's going to happen story. So, like, you can talk to me all day long about your brother.
Got you.
Nothing is
I
going to happen
understand.
right now. This is
understand.
strictly a leveling up session.
Got you.
So, if you want to go that direction,
Okay.
we can talk for 15 minutes and I'll move on.
I guess to synopsis it, I'll basically go to Lugnug
So-
to get information, and I'll tell him that I need to have access to his computers and computer training in order to, and perhaps I need to find Empirico, which he is interested in finding.
Sure. So we'll hash those kind of things out on the next
Got you.
session. But basically, you can narrate it by saying you've gone to talk to him, said, I need access to your computers. And Lugnug has kind of looked at you quizzically and said, well, I don't think you know how computers work. The HoloNet is the HoloNet.
It's a very binary system. I know how they work. I just need more expertise in them.
Well, I know the guy for you.
That would be very helpful.
Go talk to my contact, Dr. Fargo Hunt, in the Middle City.
I will go forthwith.
I'll send a message so he knows that you're coming. So he does know that you're coming. He's expecting you. So when you get there, there's no, surprise.
Okay. So I will, go there, and probably I'm going to specialize in Slicer.
Okay, so you're going to buy a new specialization.
I'm going to buy a new specialization because I need these
Wow.
computer skills. Yeah.
Okay. So you approach the academy, and they show you to where Dr. Hunt's office is. And you go in, and you see an individual, a blue-skinned Twi'lek, working at a large computer, think World War II era supercomputer-sized machine.
So it's got tapes running and...
Well, it doesn't necessarily have those things, but I'm thinking more of the size.
Got you,
and
right.
general mechanical feature, but not necessarily
Lots of
exactly
flashing
that
lights.
thing.
And,
Yeah, exactly. So he's working on something that looks very complex and complicated. Has several different screens looking at several different things all at once. And he's kind of working on all this stuff. He's got a lab coat, but it's kind of falling down off of his shoulders, where you can see he's got a large scar going across his back. And underneath the lab coat, he's wearing a pair of like red overalls, basically. Like you can tell this lab coat is a necessary thing for him to be able to work in this lab. It's not something he would prefer. You can kind of just tell that by seeing him, and he's also got these really big goggles covering his eyes. And he does not respond to you as you walk in.
Good afternoon, sir. I have been sent to speak to you.
Oh, you have startled me.
I am sorry for that, sir. But my presence, you should be aware.
He hits several buttons and shuts lots of things down. You're not supposed to see this. Who left my door open?
That I cannot answer, sir, since it was open when I came. I did not see anybody leave, though.
He takes off the goggles, and you can see like there's a black ring around his eyes where the goggles have left, and he gestures to a seat that you can sit in. Says, please sit down.
Thank you.
You must be the Click.
Click, yes, sir.
Lugnug said you were coming. It's so nice to have you. Can I give you a tea or anything to drink?
No, sir. Thank you very much, though. I am not thirsty at the moment.
I see. Well, I will have one. He snaps his fingers, and somebody brings him a drink, and he sits down to drink. It's like a milky blue, probably blue milk, now that I say that out loud. Liquid. And he begins drinking it and says, Lugnug says he will pay me for helping you. What do you need?
I wish to be trained in computers. I wish to specialize in the field.
Oh, specializing in the computers. You think you can just do this?
Yes, sir. I do believe I can.
Just on the whim? You will specialize in computers?
I have a very technical mind. You will find me to be an adept student, sir.
Well, let's see what you can do then.
Okay. Where would you like me to start? Do you have...
He slaps his desk, and up from it pops, here's a monitor on the right, here's a monitor on the left, here's a keyboard that pops up. It's all in some foreign dialect that you may or may not see. I want you to roll in knowledge, education, or xenology. It looks like you have zero knowledge skills.
I have no knowledge, sir.
You have approached this academy with almost nothing. Average check, though, so 2 purple dice.
That is a fail.
Lots of advantage.
You have 3 advantage left over, and so you don't recognize the language.
I do not.
But it's probably safe to assume that the letters are in similar places.
But being a linguist is not the same as working with computers, is it? Other than knowing the binary languages.
Well, you would think that, but you don't know who you're trying to access.
This is true.
Is this something that will bother you? You do not know my keyboard.
No, I can learn.
I don't have time to teach you language and the computers. You have
No,
to pick
sir.
one. He slaps the desk, and the tiles flip over, like he's hit a button, and the tiles flip over to show the common English language.
That is much better. Thank you.
Yes, I suppose so. Please take a seat.
I'm already sitting, sir.
Here is my simple entrance exam to get into my courses. If you can even come close to halfway passing this, I will teach you. And so you'll have to make you can make a computer check, you can make a knowledge check, or you can try to use this space to dig by using like skullduggery or deception.
I'll use computers.
Okay.
And how hard is this check?
It's going to be hard.
Oh, it's a hard check.
Yes, and by the way, these did reset. New session.
Well, I will reset one of those.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to do one too.
You want some despair, huh?
Yeah, it would be nice.
You want to see me cry?
That would be a plus as well.
All right. Well, I did not succeed, but I do have advantage.
Okay, you've got, what, 3 advantage left over?
3 advantage.
Okay, great. What do you want to do with those advantage? That's enough to give you a free upgrade to do another check. It's enough to give yourself a boost and have an advantage left over.
But I have to pass this in order to get into the school. I have to pass this check.
Correct.
So I need to do another.
Now,
No.
I will say, you've used your computer's check. You'll have to do another one of the options, which was a knowledge check, skullduggery, or deception.
Which is going to have to be knowledge. And it's still going to be a hard check?
Yes. But I won't upgrade this time.
So,
You're upgrading?
yeah, I'm going to have to. I got to get in.
All right. Is there any
Now,
skills
did
you
I get a
have?
boost from the advantages, or I just got
your
another roll?
advantages are enough to give you a free upgrade.
Oh, I got a free upgrade, so that would
Yeah,
give me
so
2.
you can give you two yellows.
Well, I
That's a
succeeded
success.
with style. So,
Well,
but
you
I did
actually succeeded with a threat.
with one threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess because all these successes don't really matter.
Yeah, so you finish and you hit that last enter key, and it shows that you passed with 80%.
Do I
which
take a
is
strain?
so he actually is going to kind of click his tongue and say, well, you've got a long way to go if you want to learn how to slice. You are too honest, Mr. Bug.
How can you be too honest?
If you want to break into things, if you want to slice into computers, it takes a little more finesse than what you have offered.
Finesse.
You have much knowledge, but you could have passed with 100% if you had worked around my system a little bit.
I see.
Almost all of my students do.
I think I understand. Do not go in the front door.
That is one way to word it.
I will. That will take some work, but I believe I am up to the task, sir.
All right. So roll me a knowledge education check to see how long the process takes you. And I'm going to give you 2 setbacks because the length of time it takes to learn how to be a slicer is going to grate Unclick. Now, here's where the fun part of our endeavor with this training goes. Now, I've given you guys very low XP compared to what I normally do.
Right.
Normally, I do about 10 per hour of play or so, and I've been giving you guys 5. So I've halved it. I've done that because if you choose to save your experience for these training things, every 5 experience you spend with a trainer gives you a benefit. So you're about to spend 30 experience with this trainer. So you're going to get an extra free skill. You're going to get an extra talent. You're going to get another extra talent. Both of them have to be tier 1. But they can be from either of your trees. So
Gotcha.
you're going to get a lot of benefits from spending all this experience here.
Providing I pass.
Whether you pass or not
Okay.
is more or less for narrative flavor. At this point, you've been accepted into the school. This particular role is, does it take you a week to gain this specialization, or does it take you a month to gain this specialization? Because you're learning an entirely new trade with a trainer. It's different than picking it up as you go.
So will I gain, you mentioned 3 different potential skills and talents. Will I gain 1 each week or all,
You gain them per experience, cap that you hit. So at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30, you're going to get a bonus.
Okay. I'm just thinking time-wise, because for me that's very important.
So basically how it's going to shake out is the time you're spending to spend with a trainer is helping you gain these skills. They're not on top of, but in conjunction with your training.
Now, you said knowledge. Can I use computers since I'm training in computers, and my computers would give me some...
I'm saying
basic...
education because you're learning a new trade.
But it's a computer which I already have.
Sure, but you're not just learning computer skill.
Right, you're
getting
up
everything
things.
that specialization has
And
to offer.
Slicer has more than just computers to offer.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So is this 2 setbacks and...
So the actual roll for, and this is going to be around the table for everybody. When you roll, everybody's going to roll the education roll to see if you learn from the trainer in an expedient manner. Is going to depend on how much you spend. So you're spending 30. It's going to be a hard check.
Okay, so that would be 3
Purples.
3 purples. Ooh, so
yeah, it's going to be, so whether you pass or fail, you still learn it.
Got you. But 20 is all I need to get a new specialization.
No, 30.
Is it in your career?
It's in my career.
Oh, it's in your career.
It's in my career.
Well, if you're only spending 20, then just average.
Okay.
So just 2 purple.
Just 2 purple.
All right, I can't keep using up all the boost die either. And that didn't work.
So it is going to take you quite a bit of time. Now, in the process of this, you'll be able to do some like researching and stuff like that on Empirico, and we'll make a roll for that at the start of the next session for like, what did you learn while you were slicing? Because I'm sure you were using these computer skills to investigate that. While you're at this facility with these high-powered computers.
Right.
So I know you're doing that. We're just not going to do that today.
Got you. So, what did I get out of that?
So you've got the specialization. So the first rank of the trainer is the 5 XP. You get a one of the specialization skills, either your new one that you just bought or your old specialization. You can get a free first rank in one of those skills.
Okay, so the career skills for Slicer.
Yeah, well, Slicer or your technician. What is it that you are?
A technician, right.
Yeah. So your technician, and what's your specialty?
Mechanics, yeah.
So either one of your any of your career skills, you can have a rank 1 for free at the 5 experience.
Okay.
The second is going to be the second and third are both going to be tier 1 talents. And then the third, so at 20 experience, you get a rank 2 in a skill that already has 1 rank.
Okay. So I get 1 free skill,
Yeah.
2 free talents,
2 free
tier 1 talents, and 1 tier 2 skill.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the tier 2 skill has to already be at tier 1.
Got you.
So like you can't take something from 0 to 2.
Which would probably, since I'm going for computers, would be tier 2 in computers.
Sure. Would you? Yeah, and you already have a rank in computers.
I already have a rank in
Cool.
computers.
So that's a free rank in that, and then what's going to be the skill that you get the free rank in for the rank 1?
Education.
Or
Well, actually, I
Yeah.
think education is in the specialization.
So the
career.
for Slicer, I've got it pulled up here real quick, just so you know. Slicer, the career skills are computers, knowledge education, knowledge underworld, and stealth.
Ooh, stealth. Interesting.
Because Slicers have to be able to get in.
Like you were saying, I'm too honest.
Yeah.
I have
There's
to be
no
something.
Wi-Fi in Star Wars.
Yeah,
There
so
is
we will
no
take
Wi-Fi in Star
the
Wars.
tier 1 in education, and
That
then
needs to be on a T-shirt, like for serious. I know we can't put Star Wars,
Yeah.
but there's no Wi-Fi in space. Something like that.
That sounds like a specialty tool design that needs to happen.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm not gonna stick around with you for your talents if
fine.
you haven't decided them already. Jason, Luica, or Lucia. I don't know which one is it. It's spelled Luica, but you keep saying Lucia, so I'm gonna say Lucia.
Yeah, Lucia.
Cool. So Lucia, what are you wanting to train in?
Yeah, it's pronounced. I know this is.
No, I don't need the
we don't need.
syntax
Yeah,
and
no, but it is. It is.
I'm just gonna go with what you've
Huddies,
been saying.
actually.
Okay.
So,
cool.
and
So
I
what
did
are you
look up the
training in?
pronunciation.
All right,
Sorry,
I'm gonna move to Chris soon. What are you training in?
So I'm working probably with Lugnug or one of the one of our more seedier reps. Basically, the idea I needed to take her is I did want to pick up a couple of the exile tree talents, but I may just spin those flat.
Yeah, you don't have access to the trainer
Right.
that could do that.
Right. So just so that way people know, I am going to spend 10 XP just picking up a couple of the tier 1 talents.
Sure.
So I'm picking up.
But are you going to visit a trainer?
I am.
So which type of trainer do you want to visit? Like what's the main thing you want to try to train in?
Underworld Contacts Thief. So
Okay.
So I don't know if you came up with like a more seedier type of.
So it just kind of depends. Are you wanting to do go the thief direction or the assassin direction?
Thief.
Okay, thief. You would go to the socialite trainer.
Okay.
Cool. And Udell, is that where you're going to go? I didn't think so. Just wanted to make sure that I couldn't get 2 in 1 here.
For those of you that are not watching this on YouTube, I'm shaking my head no.
Yep. I didn't think that was the direction you would go, but just wanted to make sure. All right, so Lukia is going to go visit, and you tell this to Lugnug, and he basically just hands you a fistful of credits to pay this person, as well as an address
Yeah, I figured as
on
much.
a data stick, and says, "Don't try to talk him down. It's not worth it."
No, wasn't
And
ever
it's,
planning on it.
He just has to say that.
Yeah.
And you'll see why. So you open the data stick, and it gives a slight hollow projection of this address and the name of the person. His name is Hans Gregor. And he is in the middle city as well. So you get passage through an airspeeder or tram car or whatever. That detail doesn't really matter.
Nope.
Because Lugnug has access to both. So you go to Middle City, and you go to this address, and you see that it is quite the happening club. Loud music of the Star Wars jazz variety.
Of course, like any good club.
And everybody who knows the name of that music laughed. It's real loud. You are stopped by a bouncer for a moment, but you show him kind of like this address key as like a badge of honor. Like, no, I'm expected. And he walks you in. And you're taken to the VIP room to meet with Hans. And
Are the Cloud City DJs on the stage?
no. This is all recording. But they are expected to play soon.
Awesome.
So you go into the VIP room, and you see just a crowd of people around the table, and they point you and indicates that that's where Hans is, and then the bouncer walks away.
Okay. So I would make my approach. Of course, the hood's kind of up over my head, but I would try to make an approach and see. I'm guessing Hans sticks out a little bit.
He's surrounded by people right now.
Okay, so it's not like he's sitting at this private booth / table looking like he owns the place type deal. It's just a mass of people around him.
Right.
Okay. Well, then I would kind of shove my way to the front. You know, I'm more physical, so I have no problem throwing down in a bar fight like that. It won't faze me if someone wants to do something, so I'm just going to make my way to the front. As
Sure.
Again, not so much worried about intimidation factor here.
All right. So you bump, push, and shove your way up, and you emerge into kind of the center of this area where you see a Chiss sitting at a table with the Duro from a few nights ago.
You're
And
feeling
they're-
pretty physical now, aren't
They're
you?
rolling some chance cubes.
Okay.
The Duro doesn't even look up, but and the Chiss doesn't either. But you hear him begin to speak and say, "Ah, well, if it isn't Lugnug's little pet, so welcome to join us. Would you take a seat next to me and my friend?" And he rolls his chance cubes without making a gesture to you, but you know that he's addressing you.
Yeah. No. I mean, leaves little doubt that he is. So, Yeah, but I'm kind of sitting more with my back to the
To
Duro.
the Duro? Okay.
Yeah, kind of do that sort of sidelong chair thing and just
Yeah.
kind of sit down back to him, so he can't really get a good look at my face again. Just trying to get that, or maybe he's getting this much and not much more.
Sure. Hans shoves a small amount of credits over to you and says, "Won't you sit and play with us for a while?"
Okay. And I slide over to him the what Lugna gave me is like,
Ah, yes, thank you. I sometimes forget that I charge for these little talks. And so he pulls the credits that you give him over, but he pushes the, like, I mean, it's like 20 credits over closer to you, like, please play.
okay.
So roll those chance cubes. Roll me a boost and a setback.
All right.
And let's see how it plays out. Let's see what cancels, what doesn't. Do you have something that helps you with gambling in the Force?
Actually, with the Force die, I believe that with just having a Force rating, I can slightly affect the outcome.
No.
No?
Not without having a talent or a power.
No,
He's
the-
got a talent.
The actual sabacc rules include a force die to,
Okay.
to be able to see the chance behind
Yeah.
it,
Okay.
but not chance cubes.
Okay.
Right.
I know later on down the Exile tree there's the ability to affect outcomes, but
Yeah.
I don't have that talent yet.
Nope.
So,
Ah, such a bummer. Well, you've lost 20 of my credits, but you've earned my time. So, what can I do for you, Miss Lukia?
I just was,
And you see out of the corner of your eye, you see the Duro, like, he had tension built up in his shoulders and it releases. Like, okay, he called you Lukia. That's not who he's looking for.
yeah. And again, I'm trying to maintain a low profile anyway,
Sure.
so that's kind of what I kind of do is
Well, unfortunately, you showed him the back of your head, which is most of what you showed him the night before.
right.
So it's not really unrecognizable that this person tripped me with their sword. I'm going to forget everything about them.
No,
That's not how it works.
Oh no, I get that, but the more chance he has to study my face, the more.
Sure. But you see his tension releases. So what can I do for you?
Well, I was kind of hoping to get a little bit of training in just not having to stand out in this, and I just kind of do that eye motion of like sweeping the room, and again, my uncanny perception. I'm constantly on observation. I'm looking around.
I see you want to know how to be concealed. That's quite a wily talent for a pretty girl like yourself. What would you do with something like that?
Well, I mean, the idea is to, like any good pit fighter, you have to be able to get the drop on some of your opponents, and that can be in a lot of different ways. So, the whole idea is to build
I
up.
didn't realize that you could sneak around in a pit. I thought it was a confined area.
Well, you're
Perhaps
not.
this will change the way that I wager on you next time.
Well, you never know where you might end up have to end up fighting.
I see. So what did you have in mind?
Well, first of all, I'd like to.
He's
have
asking
you
for like specific.
yeah.
At this point, I'm asking for specifics on what you want to train.
Yeah, indistinguishable and black market contacts, and I
Okay.
was going to literally lead into that. Is like, well, I'm hoping to make a contact, and maybe work on my identity a bit.
Cool. So what level, like what tier of talent?
They're
are those
both
for
tier
you?
1.
They're both tier 1. So you'll
Yeah.
be spending 10 experience.
That is correct.
Okay. Cool. So absolutely, I would love to help you with that. Please meet me outside of the bar tomorrow morning.
Oh, and
we will
also
get
I did
started.
want to work on a skill.
Okay. Well, you'll get a free rank in the skill just for spending 5 experience.
Right, but the thing I was also going to look on was discipline.
Okay. What about it?
Well, that's where I was going to put my skill, but that's not what I'm training in. So
Oh yeah. But
so-
for sure. But you don't have a rank in it right now.
I do not. And
Yeah. So you can put your free 1 rank in that.
Oh, you have no problem with that? Cool.
Yeah. No, not at all. You don't have to as long as it's a career skill for you.
Well, it will be with what I'm spinning in the exile tree. There's a level 1, tier 1 thing that
Okay.
makes.
So what we'll need to do is say that you spent that first.
That's fine. And that's why I said the exile stuff I was happy to spend prior to coming to him,
Sure.
and that was more
Yeah,
independent.
getting a free rank in the untrained skill is spending 25 experience.
Yeah, no, I'm.
So cool. So you're gonna spend those 2. Let's go ahead and roll your knowledge education, and let's see how long it takes you to learn these talents. You're spending 10 experience, so just 1 purple.
I have 1 knowledge skill, but it's underworld, not education.
It's all right. Man, pass with flying colors.
Very good.
You can use those 3 advantages to pass to somebody else some sort of boost, whether it's an upgrade on their knowledge check or whatever. You can kind of give them insight before they go to their training, like, man, this is easy, this is how you should approach these people, kind of thing.
Okay. It's 2 for 1 boost, or is it 1 since
It's 1 for a boost to an ally, or 3 for an upgrade to an ally.
Okay. Well, I was going to, if it's possible, to retroactively let Rick re-roll a boost die, and then that way it's.
I can't do the reroll.
Well, but not a re-roll. Just let him roll a boost die and add to that total for his length of time for the training.
I don't want to have to listen back right now.
That's fine. I just there are
He
3.
doesn't. He likes me taking a long
I
time.
do.
I do too, but the 3
Anyway,
trying
so-
to be fair.
That's not going to happen. So what do you want to do?
I'll just pass 2 to whoever need it, 1 to the other.
But who specifically?
Probably Odell will get the most if you're trying to avoid me being a. You don't know that I've been. relieved
Yeah,
of
that's
my
kind of
position yet.
true. He's not wrong, but I'm trying to be fair and equitable here since I did get
don't
3
worry.
boosts.
Don't worry about fair and equitable. We're role playing.
Stay in character.
We're all going to remain friends regardless of.
Well,
who
then
you
I would
boost
just
to.
I would give the upgrade to Udell and just leave you out in the cold. But I'm not
Yeah.
that bad of a guy.
And
Your
it's
girl.
now canon. Done.
Yeah. So yeah, Udell gets the upgrade. And
Great.
Yeah,
right,
that's what she'd do. Yeah.
Varho,
Yes.
you've been given this new task.
Yes, I have.
How do you want to spend your experience, and where do we need to go for that?
Well, since I'm going to tell people that I was let go from the civil authority, I'm going to need a job.
Okay.
There's not much that I'm good at. I'm good at with
Well,
administratively, and I'm kind of good in the
You're,
scrap.
you're
so-
pretty well in Lugnug's employ.
Yeah.
If you tell him you lost your job and you're working for him full time now, he'll pay for your apartment. So you
Yeah.
don't have to worry so much about that kind of stuff.
that
like
was
we
my
said-
plan. Go to him and go.
Yeah.
I kinda
Can I
need-
work for you?
Yeah.
I
they
be
don't
full-time?
want me. Do you got anything
Sure.
I can do? I mean, I'm
Sure.
pretty good in the scrap. You know, new pit fighter. I could be good with that. I think.
I'm
Yeah.
15 years old, but
Yeah.
He definitely accepts that offer for you to work for him full time,
I'm scrappy though. I'm 15.
which is good.
That's
so
right, that's right.
now you're getting 2 paychecks though.
Yeah. Hey, bonus.
It's gonna be great.
Woo!
Who's getting credits in this group?
I need
Sounds like-
I need 300 credits.
Sounds like someone needs to take the entrepreneur tree. All right, but what do you
Yeah.
want? What do you want to do? How do you want to spend some XP?
I was going to train up brawl and athletics.
Okay, just training those 2. So
Yeah.
that would be the combat skill trainer down in the Gesso district in the Undercity, who you're actually very familiar with. It's somebody who trains the young cadets for the Tara Civil Authority anyway.
Oh, hey.
Her name is Gillette Marks, and she actually trained you in what hand-to-hand combat you already know.
Okay.
So she's very happy to see you, and that you're. She was sad to hear that you were let go from the force, but glad to see that you're still interested in self-defense and want to remain in her circle of influence.
Gotta protect yourself.
Absolutely. So you come in to visit her in her, for lack of better words, dojo.
Dojo. Fair.
And she's currently working out, but she's doing like a solo run, and so you watch her as she does this just amazing martial arts roundabout, and she's always been impressive to you, but you can tell she's been working a lot lately. But when she sees you, she kind of stops and almost stumbles over herself and suddenly becomes very clumsy and falls on herself and then bounces right back up and begins squealing and very, I'm not going to do it into the microphone.
Oh,
but
do.
very-
Please do.
Very like, oh my
The listener
gosh,
headphones will thank you for not
Varho,
screaming.
I'm so glad to see you. It's been so long.
Oh, Ms. Marks, it's great to see you too. That's
What do you
very
need?
impressive.
What do you need? Anything. I was so sad to hear that you left the force, but obviously you're doing okay for yourself if you can come here.
Yeah, I know Lugnug, so it kind of
Oh,
worked out.
that guy. I've trained several of his young fighters.
He's a character, that's for sure.
So what can I do for you today?
Well, I got to see a bit of your practice on your sessions. Could you teach me to do some of that?
Well, sure. What do you want to know?
I've got some fighter training and some athletic ability, but I want to increase it to get some improvement there.
Well, we can definitely do that. It's going to take a while. It's not easy to pick up these movements, but once you do, you'll remember them for the rest of your life.
That's the plan.
All right, so go ahead and make me either an athletics or brawl check
Okay.
with what you have already. It's going to be average,
Okay.
but use intellect as the catalyst. Just
Okay.
we're going to kind of combine your education and fighting
Okay.
checks here.
So it's going to be average.
Mhm.
All right. And they both bring out the same dice pool, but we'll say it's athletics.
All right.
Oof.
Ooh.
Mm.
So it takes you a little bit longer
Yeah.
than you might like to, but that's okay. You have developed this relationship and a great contact through Gillette Marks. And so about 3 weeks passes, and you're exhausted, and you get to the end of your current attempt, and you finally break the right board in just the right way. Like you whatever the training is that you've been doing, you finally get it, and you
It
collapse.
clicks, I finally get it.
Yeah,
Click.
Yeah.
and you collapse on the ground, and she comes over to you and praises you. Oh, that was such a great job. I'm so proud that you were able to do that. I hope that you've learned everything that you wanted to learn while you were with me in these last few weeks. And if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to send me a call.
I will be back, definitely.
All right, cool. So were those rank 1 in each of those?
Rank 1 in each, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you get 1 rank in each of those. You get a free rank in a career skill that does not have any ranks, and you also get a tier 1 talent for free for
Okay.
spending 10 XP.
All my careers because I have a rank in.
Okay, gotcha. So would you want to have purchased 2 ranks in one of those skills instead? And get the free rank in the other? And then you would have 2 free tier 1 talents to purchase because you would have spent 15 XP.
So I get another tier 1 talent because I spent 10 XP?
You spent 10, so you would get 1 free career skill rank
Yeah.
that didn't have a rank already and 1 free tier 1 talent.
Cool. Okay. Then I get one more.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go that route? I mean, I don't want to make you spend XP that you're not trying to spend, but if there's I also don't want you to spend XP at a trainer and not get the benefit from the trainer.
Yeah.
Same here. I just now realized that I then overspent the XP.
Gotcha.
Because I spent for both the exile tree.
Yeah.
I'll just spend for the one of them basically.
Cool.
Well, the main goal was to get up to 2 ranks in athletics and brawl. That was the main thing. Anything else over that is kind of
Yeah,
is
so
just
if you want to spend
So-
the 15 to get 2 ranks in athletics and take a free rank in brawl and a free talent,
Okay.
and then maybe buy the other rank in brawl, like I said, you can spend your XP however you want in
Yeah.
a normal scenario, but as far as spending XP for the trainer, it would make sense with the way you trained to do the 2 ranks in athletics and get the free rank in brawl and the free talent.
Okay. So it would be a
So that's 5 more XP than you were planning to spend
Yeah.
at this time, but it gets you 2 ranks in
That's
athletics,
good.
which is nice.
Yep. 2 athletics, and I could.
And
up
you
a
still
2
get
in
the
brawl.
1 rank in brawl that you wanted.
Well, I had 1 rank in brawl.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I wanted to get 2 ranks in each. That was what I was trying
Gotcha.
to do.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think if you just kept saying I had 1 rank to it, I'm like, well, because this is my 2nd rank.
Right.
But okay.
Makes sense. All right. Udell, where are we going, my friend?
Okay. Udell is going to head to Lugnug's office.
Okay.
And almost presumptuously, he's going to kind of close the door behind him.
Lugnug takes off his comically small glasses. Can I help you?
I'm sure you have been informed of my little incident lately. And I didn't know who else to turn to. So, let's just say there's more than one person that's out there that may be looking to, I don't know, may be a little upset with me. And I know you run a pit fighting crew, and I can't seem to rely on certain individuals that I have worked some deals out with. So, I almost want to see about, who would you recommend that I go see on, let's say, taking what my opposition would do and turning it around on them. So, I'd like to learn to fight. I'd like to learn to fight like a dirty bounty hunter.
I
The martial arts.
Well, if you're looking for self-defense, my good friend Gillette Marks is a good place to go. In fact, Varho, who you know, is already there with her training. But if you're looking for something more offensive, like you said, a dirty bounty hunter,
No, aren't they all dirty?
well, perceptions. I've got another friend that can help you. He spends a lot of time in the Middle City. You'll probably find him in a club there. His name's Undu Undur.
Do tell.
Well, I told you where to find him.
And
Here's what he'll want. And he slides an encrypted locked data pad over to you.
he does specialize in hand-to-hand fighting.
Oh, yes.
Fair enough. I thank you for your time.
Adieu.
I'll take the data pad.
And as you walk out of the room, he chuckles to himself. You go to the Middle City. You follow the directions. He's giving you like a note on the back of the data pad to tell you where to go. And you wander into a pretty happening club. The bouncers attempt to stop you, but you also show, similar to Lukia, your badge of entry. And you tell them who you're looking for, and they walk you back. Not to the VIP room, but to a gaming room where they're playing sabacc. And the person at the sabacc table, dealing and organizing, is the bounty hunter that stabbed you in the face.
I knew that was coming.
And he laughs as you enter the room. It says, "Welcome back. Please have a seat."
Oh, are we going to meet on fair terms this time?
He stands up and reaches out to shake your hand.
We'll wait until after the game to see how friendly that is.
"Oh, I think you're going to want to shake my hand right now, sir."
And I didn't catch your name.
"Name's Undu Undur.
That figures.
Lugnug told me you'd be heading my way. And he was laughing the whole time."
Uh-huh. So I'm going to take the data pad and hand it to him, and I'll shake his hand.
He grabs the data pad and shakes your hand. "Thanks. This is another face I need to stab." Shoves it in his pouch.
Udell's fuming.
Oh, I know he is.
He's fuming.
Now,
Take a
please
seat
sit.
at the table.
Yeah, and he deals out sabacc, and you know these rules way better than I do. So what happens? You get to roll either deception or cool, right?
Well, you can roll deception, cool, computer, skullduggery. It just depends on which version you're going to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think at this particular junction I'm going to attempt to cheat, so I will actually play Sabak straight up.
Okay.
Wise decision.
That's probably smart.
So basically it's assign the difficulty kind of to the roll, and I run my cool check on it, roll the force die, and we just do the canceling.
Yeah, cool. Go for it. Sorry, I have to make a note right now because I didn't decide until you were doing this that this was going to be the Duros, and I thought
Hey,
that was
you know what? It's great.
Super funny.
So where would you like to take the difficulty on this one?
Well, you're fuming right now, so setback
Okay.
to start. There are lots of people here and lots of cameras, so it'll be if you were doing deception, it would be hard. You're doing cool, so it's going to be average, but add another setback because the house always wins.
Flip one. Maybe not tonight.
Don't forget, oh no, this would be for his knowledge check. He can't do the free upgrade here, can he?
Right.
Okay. Now,
Let's see if you can get a double. Nope.
so that takes that and completely flips it.
Yep.
So there is...
It's a wash for you. I mean, it's a failure with a
It's a
wash
full
on that.
failure.
Yep. Well, I gotta say, the guy that wanted me to stab you in the face, he must have been real dumb. Because you ain't got what it takes to cheat at my table. And I ain't even looking for cheaters.
Well, that's a
And
good thing,
he winks at you.
I didn't even cheat.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. Anyway,
Now, if you'd like me to.
Lugnug sent you here to me to learn how to fight guys like me. So, how can I help you?
I think you summed it up perfectly.
So what
I can't have you stabbing me in the face again.
We'll see, partner. What do you want to spend XP on?
This is actually a full career
Okay.
purchase into a new career as the
Okay. So you're
bounty
going to be
hunter.
spending 30 XP.
Yep.
Significant amount of XP, but you're going to get a significant amount of reward for it. So bounty hunter, martial artist.
Correct.
Is that the tree?
That is the tree.
Okay. So bounty hunter, martial artist. Go ahead and fill in like all your career skills and stuff for that. I don't know if you've got that pulled up or anything anywhere. If not, I can pull it up for you real quick.
I need you to.
I mean, I've got the book on the shelf.
if you can pull that up. Well, if you own the book, you're allowed to have the digital copy.
That's true. But I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I gotta be. I'm too honest.
Well,
Alrighty.
Someone told me that is not a good thing.
Okay.
The claps needed to happen.
So I've
2
got
minutes
the
ago.
I've got the secondary skills, but not the primary that go into the bounty hunter.
So you
side.
don't get the career skills like the bounty hunter career skills. You just
Get the specs.
specialization,
Yeah, you still just get the specs.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to this sheet? Oh, there it is. Coordination and discipline. Oh, he's gonna get disciplined.
I thought he already was disciplined.
Hey.
All right.
Cool. So you got. Oh, I'm on survivalist. Duh. You sure it's called? I think it's the assassin. Which
No,
one's
it's
the
not.
martial artist?
That's in the splat book.
It's in the splat book.
Oh, okay. See,
Alright.
I'm in the.
So it gets athletics,
I'm
brawl,
in the.
You're in
coordination,
the main
and
book, aren't
discipline.
you?
Well, no, I was in the hired
Dangerous
gun.
covenants.
Hired gun. Cool. So you bought that. So you're gonna get first. Your tier 1 upgrade is gonna be a first rank in any career skill, which can be one of the new ones.
Okay.
Second is gonna be a tier 1 talent from any of your specializations. Second and third are both that.
Okay.
The fourth, what was it? Click, you spent 20 XP. What'd you get last? Oh, you got a second rank in any skill that has a
Yes.
first rank already. Third is a rank 1 in an untrained skill, like a non-career skill.
Okay.
And then finally, your 30 experience expenditure is going to be a tier 2 talent for free.
Dang.
And only 50 is the cap that I put on it. So if you go to one of these trainers and spend 50 XP, you'll get up to a tier 3 talent.
No, but that's super, like, I like the way you're doing that, but at the same time, it's like booking it and doing a massive spend in one go is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But the hard part in some of that is finding some of those things to be able to get it all in one go. I had to buy 2 tier 1 talents to get 10 XP to spend.
Yeah, but you had 30 XP.
35.
You could have spent all 35 at the trainer and got all the stuff.
Well, yeah, and some other stuff to go
But
along.
it's just kind of like, do you know how you want to develop your character?
Exactly, and that's why.
That's why I like this. And sorry, we're gonna save this for after show.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's where Odell was specifically going to the I've got to find a way to defend myself.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll, because it is going to take you time. Roll a knowledge education, and it's going to be
I get the upgrade.
You spent 30, so it's going to be a hard check. So if you fail, it's going to take a month. Every success will take
So
a
I
week
spent
off.
20 and had a hard check. No,
No,
I
you
think
had
it was 2.
average.
It was average. That's right.
Total wash.
Total wash.
So it takes you a month.
Okay.
But you developed a whole new specialization, which is really cool. All right, so that is a level up session for us. It took us about an hour, so you can look forward to any time we're doing a Star Wars level up session for Patreon. You're going to get an extra hour of content, which is pretty substantial. So if you're interested, please go start donating. The $5 mark is where you'll be able to get this stuff regularly when we have these sessions. So we hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really cool experience. So without any further ado, I have been your games master, Percy, and with me I've had Mike.
And I'm Udell, and I'm getting.
And he's real pissed off.
I think I'm on the movie. I think I'm on the show Punked right now.
Yep. And then we've got Jason.
And I'm playing Lukia, and she's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, she's feeling a little sensitive. Force sensitive. We've got Rick.
And I'm playing Kiklik, and I'm seeing some movement.
Yep. And Chris.
I'm playing Varro, and he's had a pretty good day.
Varro's had a pretty good day. All right. Thanks so much. We will see you next week. And check out the after party today. Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios.